Oh, baby, welcome in to ShotQuality Live BetCast. You know what it is, the only show on the internet that uses shot quality data to attack the betting board as games are happening. Here with my good friend, Alec Musa, my co-host. We call him Moose. We're going to be doing some NBA tonight, of course. The Final Four coming up this weekend in your city, Musa. How you doing, man? You're getting hyped for the games this weekend?
I am. There's a lot of stuff going on this weekend, too. You can find stuff to do just all around town. And I know Friday they have an open practice for all four teams, so I will be there. I'm going to go. I want to see the Purdue Boilermakers take on some practice. Also, just watch the DJs hoop a little bit, Burns and Horn. So far, so good, man. I am excited, though. Purdue, UConn, I'm going chalk. What about you? I'm assuming you're going chalk, unless you think NC State's got a chance.
I got the Final Four gear on tonight. I think it is chalk. I do have like a little bit of a lean towards that Alabama money line, just because I do think if you can get upwards of like plus 600 for a game this big, anything could happen. I do think they should be priced a little bit closer to like 450, 500. I do think UConn's great. We'll get into all that stuff. We're going to do some NBA today, of course, using ShotQuality's live data. What we do is look at every single play and compare all of what is data is coming in, play-by-play data, to our player database that stores almost every single shot over the last 7 years in every single league, so that we can give you a better estimation of what every single shot is worth. And that's what you're seeing right here on your screen next to us, the ShotQuality Live Score Center, with all the games that are going on right now. Currently 5. We're going to have a few more NBA games pop up in just about 10 minutes here, Moose. I'll make sure all the 730s are loaded by refreshing the screen. Just 5 games live at the moment, but we're not going to hesitate too much. We're going to get right into a couple of these games here. Maybe was a chance to get in on the Lakers early. They've already kind of come back. I saw the Wizards were leading a bit, but we actually get to do things a little bit more a little differently here, right? We go into player props. We have more data. We have more lines to bet on. It's going to be a fun night. We don't need that same 20-game slate to get to 20 plays in the NBA, because we will be doing points props. Unfortunately, I don't know if you saw, Moose, but Mike Conley's sitting because of rest, so no prop of the day today.
Are you serious right now? So I am out golfing, by the way. I went awful for all you golfing people. I had like 5-6 pars, but I also had like 3 triple bogeys. I got the internet out here is terrible. I'm out in BFE Glendale. You'll understand if for those that are coming to the Final Four where that is. And I got the Mike Conley video up, and that's awful news. Well, whatevs.
Well, look, we're going to have a play here for sure. So that's what we'll do. We'll get a play right now. We'll look into some of this live data, and we're not going to count it. We'll go through. We'll keep our 3 and 3. I'll have a play tomorrow. It happens when you bet on vets. Sometimes they sit. Sometimes your play doesn't even make it into the first minute, but it's all right. Better than a loss.
Well, I know people are pretty angry about OKC yesterday with Alexander sitting and then Williams sitting, and then they decided, we're going to let Embiid play.
It's that time of year. You're gonna see guys starting to sit. You're gonna see those rest, DMPs not playing type of designations. It's all right. It's all right. Let's get into some plays. Let's see what we got. Moose literally on the golf course, making sure he could make it here for you guys. I'm, at home, finally getting back into the groove. Shows BetCast is going to be on Wednesday, Friday, Sunday for the next couple weeks as we get into the end of the NBA season. So set your calendars. 7:45 weekdays, 6:45. On the Sunday. We did not do the Easter Sunday show because it was Easter Sunday. Hope you guys all had a good holiday weekend if you celebrate. If not, we got some plays right now. So, Moose, how do you feel about maybe getting in on the Portland Trail Blazers against the Hornets? Is this game too just far gone for us in terms of the quality of the teams? Or should we dive in, maybe check a player prop? What do you think?
So for me, it's not enough points for the over, but it's getting close. It could be one of those things. Still have 4:13 left for me. I thought the player props did really well for the most part. I played some not too long ago too, and they do well. Jabari Walker, that's a name I haven't seen in a hot minute. 9-3. I like the player props. I personally like them. I think I'd like the cold guys going hot personally, more so than the hot guys going cold. Because I've had some guys, even like Keon Ellis.
We're going to try today? All right.
So yeah. Well, I would never bet DeAndre Ayton because he's dead to me, but no, he's not dead to me. I liked it. He's a fine basketball player. He got a lot of unwarranted hate here in Phoenix, but some was definitely like you got to be accountable at times. I think everyone in their jobs.
What about Jabari
will say
Walker?
that.
We gotta get a play. We are 5 minutes in. I mean, you know the rule. We gotta get a play in the
Jabari,
first 5
I would say
minutes of this.
Jabari Parker over
Walker.
points.
Oh
I
man, Jabari Parker. That's a whole different guy.
But I just brought up the old Duke guy, didn't I? Yeah, Jabari Walker.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Let's go with a Jabari Walker play. His closing line for his points prop 12.5. Shot quality seeing him at 9 based on the shots taken. He's actually only scored 3, so you can see that in a couple different ways, right? He's getting good looks, or he's taking a lot of shots. They aren't going down. If he continues that with that volume or that shot quality, he should be able to get past the live line. So let's go ahead and find a live points prop on Jabari Walker to go over. Looking for that on DraftKings right now. We'll talk a little bit about finding the right book and all that good stuff. Jabari Walker. There he is. Over 9.5 minus 130 is going to be our first play of the day. Jabari Walker points total. Let's lock it in.
And Maxwell, right. that's a dual pick. I like that one a lot as well. And like I said, I think I like the cold going hot more than I do the hot going cold. So like I would avoid Scoot Henderson. If that makes sense.
Okay, look, we are watching. Scoot Henderson just hit double flames as you said that. So you were right. Maybe it's interesting. We're still kind of figuring it out. And I talked about it today in the write-up for the pick of the day, which you can, always read just by going to the basketball analysis tab right there above the Charlotte Hornets live box score. It's our free blog. Some articles are for subscribers only, but the pick of the day is always for free. My write-up is always for free. We talked about it. Still kind of figuring out a little bit where we fall in terms of how to use SQ Live on the NBA compared to college, right? I have a hypothesis that a lot of times that these are some of the best players in the world. When they get hot, they can stay hot. When they get cold, they can stay cold. We're kind of trying to piece it all together, figure it out every single time we come out here and make some plays, is trying to, again, get that 100% right. We sort of figured it out over time on college. We got a really nice record going. Hopefully we can get that going for you here on NBA, or at least, show you guys data, help you figure out some hypotheses, ways for you to play at home. Have some really great stuff coming up for SQ Live here for NBA, WNBA, and then, of course, next season we got some off-season planning already starting, Moose. There's some cool stuff coming. I think it's going to be a very, very exciting college season next year, even though we still haven't crowned a champion this year. But anyway, first pick of the day in. That means we're going to give a shout-out to our presenting partner. This ShotQuality Live BetCast is presented by SportTrade. If you have not heard about SportTrade, they are a betting exchange, a little bit different than what you call most sports books. But SportTrade offers an elite basketball betting experience, no delay in play betting, tight lines, and instant text support available in New Jersey, Colorado, and coming to Iowa next month. SportTrade encourages you to play responsibly. Get 3% cash back on every bet, plus 1 free month of shot quality bets. Simply sign up for SportTrade using code SQB and bet $100 on any basketball market. A good deal, a good way to get involved if you are in one of the current states where you can get access to SportTrade. Highly, highly recommend it. It is a great partnership for us because SportTrade helps live bettors get better returns. Match made in heaven. All right, let's keep going. We got a couple games just starting up. We're still looking here. You guys in the chat like anything? Any interesting? We got some love for the Team USA hat.
Why am I not seeing this stuff?
That is a great hat, Moose. You got some style today. But all right.
Oh yeah, now I see it. No, I love this hat. This is a great hat. Thank you for the shout out.
Jonathan Britton here with the play. Lakers, let's go 10.5. Let's see. Let's go over. Let's check out what he's talking about. He's loving it. I
think that's a great move, by the way. I saw that.
Let's do it. Jonathan,
I'm with Britton on this.
We're riding with you, baby. ShotQuality Score says it should be a 15-point game. It's currently a 4-point game. Let's trust the Lakers to get it done. Chat, pick, group, agreeal. Let's rock. Moose, those Lakers, I think they bring the hammer down. -10.5. Shop for the best.
They're so bad.
Yeah,
But
and
I like
I
to
mean,
play. I like to play. The numbers. I don't care if they're bad. In the NBA, I don't think there's a bottom 60 like there is in college basketball where you avoid them. Me personally.
Moose, we got some reports that you are not the only one who calls Walker Jabari Parker. So it's fair. We understand. It's tough. It's tough. Also, Jabari Parker was awesome in college. So we're some college guys, of course. Let's go. All right. We got some thoughts here in terms of where that number is and how live lines are set is always an interesting conversation because a lot of it does depend on that closing number. So if you have a closing number you think is wrong, you can often still get some value live, especially when you have data like ShotQuality backing it up, saying this game really should be a 15-point margin already. So if that style of play keeps up, maybe you expect the Wizards to cool off. Let's go in and check out how that individual game is looking. As you can see, we do track all of the picks here right on this nice little handy dandy Google sheet that you can find. Have Max put it in the chat for you. We are still working on getting caught up. I don't know why we didn't do it this week. That's just a bad one on us. But both of us on the same plays today. We have 2 plays in right now. If you want to come in, if you just are joining us now, we got Lakers minus 10.5 live. Jabari Walker over 9.5 points live as well in the prop. We are going to look in at the Washington Wizards Los Angeles Lakers game in the individual view. Of course, we already knew Lakers a little facing a hot Wizards team right now, Moose. I think Musa? We lose Musa? I think I just got a freeze frame of his face. I don't know what you guys are seeing here. Hopefully he pops back in. Looks like he's just getting home. But all right, hopefully we get rejoined. I'll just talk to myself for a minute. Los Angeles Lakers live box score, Wizards live box score. Of course, you can see now the fouls. That's a new one that we've added. You can see how many team fouls too. Another new line. If you haven't watched a show in a couple weeks, you're just joining us. We have been making upgrades all over the place, trying to make sure this is the most elite live betting tool you can find. Oh, I'm alone now. All right. Let me just stretch this out a little bit so that it doesn't look crazy out here, and we can keep it going. All right. So when Moose jumps back in, we'll throw him back in. Max, just keep an eye out for him when he comes back. Thank you. All right. So Los Angeles Lakers box score here. We are seeing a bit of an interesting one here. D'Angelo Russell, a little hot, nothing too crazy. Austin Reeves, a little cold. I'm not really going to action any bets, just right there at the cusp. 3 points either direction. If you really like maybe getting in on Austin Reeves, that could be an interesting spot for him to heat up. Actually, at 8, the live line could be doing pretty well. Kyle Kuzma can't seem to miss. This is an interesting spot, testing maybe both sides. I don't know how you guys feel in the audience. I would definitely be bouncing it off Musa here normally. Moose, he's literally, I agree. He's buffering, deciding how to call players' names, guys. But it happens. I'm sure it'll happen to me at some point, and he'll have to carry the show. But yeah, let's take Kyle Kuzma to stay hot. Max, it's all good, dude. We got this. I appreciate the volunteer to come on stage, but we'll get you in later. Appreciate you. Shout out to Max in the audience. If you guys don't know my guy, Maximilian, you should. But let's go Kyle Kuzma, man. Let's see. Currently at 13 points. Looks like he's going to have a night where he's just going to shoot maybe a little bit of that, narrative for him. This is his old team. I don't know how much that carries over at this point in his career. It is almost already a 10-point game. Live line currently at 13.5. So, Mr. Britton, shout out to you for getting us to look at that and getting everyone here on it. So, you guys have good bets that we're not seeing. You want us to make sure of. Get in the chat. Make sure Max sees it. He'll ping me. Make sure I see it if I'm not checking the chat. We got a system. But all right, Kyle Kuzma to stay red hot right now. Everything's off the board on DraftKings. So I'm going to go open up another book. But yeah, go find a Kyle Kuzma line. We're going to play the over. We have evidence that he is hot as can get. I'm not going to touch Jordan Poole. I just have personal reservations about the guy, even though that might be a good play too. But you just can't argue with how Kuzma's doing, scoring over double what he's expected to be doing right now. So let's find that pick right now. So if you guys get a good line, let me know what you're finding in the chat. Oh, we get him. We got him. Mr. Musa, thank you so much for rejoining us.
Yes. We got the Lakers, right? Lake show?
Yeah. Minus 10.5. That's our pick. We're We're looking now to maybe get a Kyle Kuzma over because he's in double heat. What do you think of that? He's scored 13 points. Shot quality expects 6. It looks like everything's off the board right now at every shot. I'm not watching the game. I don't know why, but I am definitely waiting for these lines to come back up in a second, and we're going to make our play.
So you're saying Kyle Kuzma over, even though he's double hot?
Yeah.
So your kind of.
I think that when the best players in the world get really hot, they stay hot. I maybe they can get out. I don't know. I'm still trying to learn. I don't know what you guys think at home. I got the sirens with me now. We're having a heck of a show. Thank you.
I feel like that's a solo play for you right there, because I'm still thinking cold to go, reverting back to the mean each way, but I'm more nervous to take a hot shooter going cold.
Something about it for the NBA players. I just can't put my finger on it. It just feels like it's a little bit different. It has maybe to do with what I've seen watching the NBA my whole life, is that like sometimes guys just get hot for a week. In college, it feels like teams can't keep that type of players can't keep that type of hot streak going because they're just not as good. And when they get hot, it has a lot more to do with luck and variance. And when NBA players get hot, it has a lot more to do with them finding their stroke. You guys, yeah, we are, it's kind of the fun, dude. We are back testing it. This is brand new data. We don't have enough data to fully back test it. We do have some really cool stuff coming in. But you don't have to watch if you don't like it. Like shit, dude.
There's also the shot quality data that comes in real time, and then the shot quality data that comes later after the contest is over, correct?
Oh yeah. So there's some data that will come in, and of course, things do shift. Anyone getting a damn line though? Everything's still off the board right now for me in this game. I got both sports books. Really? Okay. Kyle Kuzma line over 25.5 right now.
Go straight.
In FanDuel. Things are starting to pop up. Yeah, over 25.5 minus 113 on Kyle Kuzma. Come on, boys, let's go.
You're on your own on that one, but I like that one. That's a Justin Perry theory provided play.
I think the double flames, the double 25.5 max. Thank you very much. Yeah. Look, I think these are a really interesting point, and if you disagree, you can fade. If you think I'm stupid, you could fade. That we are here to talk about the data, figure it out, and lock in and develop these strategies long term. Because again, this is our second week of doing the NBA show. We've been here for about 4 months now doing the show in total. NBA is going to be a new addition. We're going to do WNBA. We're going to go the entire summer using this data. We're going to have some really cool updates to it coming as well. So really excited to just figure it out. And if you aren't about the figure it out type of vibe, I don't really know what to tell you. This is brand new data. It has never really been used before. It's a one-of-a-kind system. Nobody besides us internally really has the data to tell you what's going on. So we're out here talking about some of the possibilities, some of the ways you can approach it, how you see the results come in should impact your own individual betting strategy. We're not telling you, hey, 100% you need to tail every bet. It's your call, your money. Way you bet is your responsibility. You can sit here and fade us. You probably had a bad time in college, but we actually had a few bad shows. We sat 57, 58% by the time the season ended on college. NBA's off to a little bit of a rockier start. Not going to sit here and tell you it is, the same level of effectiveness coming out. It hasn't been. So hopefully we see some good results here for Kyle Kuzma. Stays hot. We get some good work. Jabari Walker staying hot or getting hot. We'll see how it goes. I think this is a interesting place to kind of dive in. Kyle Kuzma, hopefully just keeps raining. So let's go. Let's find another pick. We have a few more things on the docket. Of course, other games coming in right here at this 8 o'clock hour. So they should be popping up any minute as they tip off. Of course, NBA tip times. Never very serious. So 8 o'clock tips are like 8:07, So they'll be up on the screen any minute.
It's always like 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes after what they say, right?
Always.
I feel like.
Anyway, Detroit Pistons, Atlanta Hawks. Man, these are some Really good quality games we got here tonight for you guys. Hawks, of course, are playing some good ball, but Pistons right now expected to be winning this game, a close one. I don't know. I think you have to use your preconceived notions about teams in the NBA a bit. Are the Pistons
Yeah,
just going to
I think
naturally
that
be
goes
cold?
like we said with the college game. Like, I mean, there's like 70 teams in college. For the NBA, there's like one or two. Like, if you want to go Wizards,
Sure.
Pistons,
I
but
wouldn't say
I
70. There's a bottom 20 for sure in college that you didn't want to
I don't
touch.
know. I used to cut it off if you weren't in the top 300 of Ken Palm / shot quality. I was kind of out on you. But I mean, some teams would actually hang around a little bit, like the LIUs of the world. So
Yeah, and look, I mean, we have nothing on the Hawks in terms of any players over or underperforming by a large enough threshold. A couple guys still with zeros for the Pistons. All the scoring kind of going through Malachi Flynn and Metu right now. Jalen Duren has 9 as well. So a combined 22 of the team's 25 from 3 players, it looks like right now. I'm not going to touch an over. I'm not really going to touch anything here. We'll probably just have to come back to this one. Seeing the Hawks really start off with a lot of bad shots. Both teams starting off with a lot of bad shots. Only, a total of 7 good shots taken right now from these teams. 27 total shots taken from the Pistons. 27 total shots taken from the Hawks. Both of them hitting at a bad good shot rate. If maybe you like that stay cold mentality, I don't know. I like to think that other people watching you guys are sort of, slowly, filtering into 2 camps, the Musa and the everything progresses camp, same as college vibe. And then there's me who's a little skeptical, needs to see a little bit more. I don't know. This will be a good one. If this one stays cold, that's a point for me. This one gets a little hot and does get over that live line. It's a point for Musa. We are figuring it out. All right. That's okay. We like it. Oklahoma City Thunder, Boston Celtics. This game is available for free with ShotQuality Live. So when we do get out of here, you want to keep using the tool, you can go to the site, just register a free account. On the site, all nationally televised NBA games will be free through the end of the regular season using ShotQuality Live. So you guys can continue to check it out. Enjoy the biggest games of the year, those Tuesday, Thursday games on TNT. Those will be there too. So always keep a steady stream so you guys can enjoy some betting. And then, of course, standard members mumbling out here. Standard members getting access to all games this week for NBA. So you can get a good taste, just the standard level member, instead of going up to premium, but that will end at the end of the week. So check it out. All right, Moose. Anything here for Celtics, Oklahoma City? Kristaps Porzingis is hot out of the gate. He has scored 8 on 4 shot quality. What do you think? Josh Giddey, hot as well. He's scored 9 on 5 shot quality.
But he's been really good lately. I saw something like his last 6 games. I think he's double digits, like with ease. So, and then it goes to your whole like, if they're hot, just kind of don't ride with them. But then you look at teams like, or guys like Lou Dort and Jaylen Brown. Would you take those overs instead of playing an under on Giddey or an under on Kristaps?
Yeah, I mean, I think we could. What do you got? You got to get a little bit of action in here, buddy. What are you thinking? Jaylen Brown maybe getting back into it after a cold start. You can sort of see he's got some shot volume. Of course, we're just starting the second quarter here, so 2 points through the first is. I mean, he's a guy who's going to have the ball in his hands late, right? And maybe you don't get the ball to Kristaps enough late because they start denying the big man. I don't know. What do you think? And chat, you can weigh into.
How much? Can you scroll up? How much time's left in this game?
We just early, got into
right?
the second quarter.
20 something. Yeah. Okay. So what I'll love about the shot quality score too is it's the score is based off who's playing. Like I know Shea isn't playing and I know Williams isn't playing for OKC, but it's still saying that the Thunder are underperforming as a team, and it's not just. You get what I'm saying? It's off who's in the game and who is shooting. It has nothing to do with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, who's going to be 3rd in MVP. It has nothing to do with the Williams cat from Santa Clara, which is right. That's where that dude went, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a brother, Cody Williams. Okay, anyways, that's whatever. So I would like Lou Dort over. Now I'm gonna be completely transparent. My cellular device overheated, so it means with my father's, who shot 79, by the way. So if anyone wants to give him some love in the comments, he shot
Hey,
79.
shout
I
out.
was like 93 or something, but whatever. I almost beat him if you just shave off 20 points. Points. I said
Getting your
points.
ass beat by
Strokes.
your dad in golf. That's
Oh, he's way better. Oh, he shot 79. How many people in these comments can you shoot a 79?
hell no. I don't even know.
That's
I think you
insane.
beat me at the 93, dude. So come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go.
I would like the Lou Dort over. I would. That's probably what I would play. I will when we're gonna be home soon. I'm gonna charge my phone, get on it. I probably wait till halftime. I've been waiting till halftime at NBA games only because they're a little bit longer, and with all the data we have, like we have all these player props, and when I open up my sports book, especially out my offshore, there's like 100 bets I can make. I can rebounds, assists, points being the big one, and team points for the quarter, spread for the quarter, spread for the second half. There's so many options, and even if you think me and Justin are idiots, there's value all over the page. Like there's a page you're showing right now. Is there value? Like, do you want to take OKC with the over? You see the fouls. Do you want to take Lou Dort with the over? Do you want to take homeboy Giddy on the under? Like there's so much. You see the good possession. Like look at that, 12% good.
OKC can't seem to take good shots right now. Maybe they
Outright
stay
awful,
cold.
by the way.
Yeah, maybe they stay cold. Maybe the Celtics run away with this, especially without Shea. I mean, they're up 9 right now. Oh,
like, do you want to take a Lou Dort over when him and his team are also taking awful shots? What's Boston's good percentage? Because I know
good percentage is 31
like,
now.
That's better. Like if I had to take a play, then I would actually take Jaylen Brown because he's a lot colder, but his team's getting good looks.
Too. Right. Let's take Jaylen Brown. Celtics are developing good shots. The only problem is if this gets gross, could Jaylen not play?
Yeah, and that could 100% happen. That happened with us with a couple players early. It's only an 11 or 9-point game, which gives you a little bit. Like I think it has to be
and it should be closer. So you'd hope shot quality kind of gets it right, and the game stays a little tighter, and maybe OKC figures out a way to get back in. I'm torn. I'm not 100% sold on either side.
But that's another thing where you could wait till halftime. Like, okay, it's 25-34 now, and OKC's down 2 guys. Brown's still going to be probably around that number come halftime because there's only 9 minutes. I mean, that's still a good amount of time. But let's say the game turns into 32-50. Okay, I wouldn't want to take it. I wouldn't want anything to do with it. Let's say it's 41-43. Okay. It makes a lot more sense to take it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. I do. I think I'm going to trust my hypothesis.
Okay, so he comes back? Or you're going Giddy then?
I think that's tough. That's tough, man. I feel like this game is such an interesting place because there's star players missing. You don't really know what's going to happen. The live lines are a little different. I don't know.
If I had to take something, it would be Jaylen Brown over. If I had to take something right now, which I'd probably still wait because I want to see the deficit. I'm sure he doesn't go get in. I'm sure he's not on the court. I mean, you can obviously check, but 9:51, you'd think he plays the whole first or most of the first quarter, sits the start of the second quarter, plays until halftime, whatever. And we also have fouls. I don't think he has any fouls.
He does not have fouls. Neither does Giddy. Neither does Dort. Kristaps has 1, but that's not anything too much to worry about here. The only other thing that I'm thinking we should add into this is honestly like minutes played.
Where they went to college. Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's what I need to know. No, minutes played for like if a guy gets in the whole first quarter of his minutes, I feel like that's something I want to know. If he plays the first 12 minutes of the half, first 12 minutes of the first quarter, and I'm sitting here, I'm comparing guys who have 12 minutes versus guys who have 6 minutes. So
minutes is huge, and then you also got to think of injuries, how many more minutes you get. Like I know that's something I think of like when it comes to March Madness. Like I knew Nick Pringle was going to play a lot more for Alabama. So like if you were going to take Nick Pringle, if you were Max and you were going to go overseas to go play player props, probably something you'd want to know. Like, hey, this guy's playing more minutes in March.
Overseas to play player props. I mean, like when he drove into Indiana. I love it.
Basically the same thing. Anytime I leave the comfy confines of Phoenix, I was stateside basically, or I wasn't stateside when we were in Vegas. I consider myself, on a mission.
All right, I'm pulling up the live lines for this. We're gonna choose one. I'm gonna stop being hesitant. I don't like that. Ideally, I usually just have the conviction right off the bat. Let's look at some of these lines. Jaylen Brown's line is down to 16.1 right now for the over/under. We have Kristaps Porzingis line currently sitting at 22.5. Giddy at 20.5 seems a little high, but he does have 9, so he just needs to get 12 more. Man, if he's hot, that 12 more could be very, very doable. That feels super doable to me. And then Kristaps, I don't really trust Kristaps. Jaylen Brown, Dort, where's Dort at? 11.5, kind of low for his line. I don't know if we're 1 quarter in and Dort, who's expected to have 14 in the game, is putting up 6. I think I might grab Dort to get hot. I'm gonna go with the Moose theory on this one. I'm gonna trust you. I like Lou Dort a lot. I think his style of play keeps him on the floor a lot, gives him a lot of good opportunities to get some easy buckets. He's a good player. That shot quality score just went up a little bit to 7. So that means he's continuing to give himself some scoring opportunities. Let's get Lou Dort to go over. Just went to 13. So cool. And just locked. All right. Is he scoring? Is that why? Score point. Or are you guys just slamming it right now? I love it. Yeah. All right. It's at 12.5 now, minus 135. I'm not touching that. Hopefully you guys
too much juice is why I'm not touching.
Well, it was 11.5 minus 110 when I was, making all my talk.
Yeah, 135 is a lot.
Bet, and then I got to talk.
Too.
Wow. Yeah. Sorry for any children watching this gambling stream at home, but you do need to be 21 or older too.
You know how funny that would be? We have a bunch of middle school kids listening to the Oklahoma City.
Someone definitely was sending me pictures of like watching the show with like their young toddler child. Like,
I think yeah.
And like, all right, that's a little different, but no. Lou Dort was a nice play. It looks like, yeah, he maybe got some extra points. So he scored that 4th point. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna keep.
Do you remember where he went to school?
Oh, ASU, right?
Yep.
Okay, come on. I got that. No Google. I was like, wait. The only reason Moose is asking me that is because it's his alma mater. So that did help. I do appreciate.
We got a couple guys.
You did for a minute there. All right. So the Lou Dort play kind of got flushed because he scored a basket before I could lock it in. If you guys got it though, you're feeling great because the live line's now 12.5 instead of 11.5, and it has some heavy juice. So in that same vein, I guess we have no other choice but to go take the other one in the same light, which was that Jaylen Brown over 16.5 minus 115. Come on, we need to play. Let's go. Got some comments from Mr. who gave us that nice Lakers play. Let's see how our Los Angeles Lakers are doing. We're back at the
This is big.
They are up 7 at the half. So that's nice. We'd like to see that. Let's go check in on our other play, which was Mr.
Jabari Walker.
Jabari Walker. He's now double ice, Musa. His shot quality expected of 13, and his actual points scored is 5. So plenty of, maybe not plenty of time, but interesting one. I'm gonna Homer Simpson gif you if we lose a couple of these get hot players that stay cold, and then I'm never backing down from my hypothesis no matter what happens.
Oh, there's been some guys that made it really easy. Like I know PJ Washington the other day soared over it, and I took him in the same game. Keon Ellis was hot and stayed hot.
Yeah, and so like last game we had variable results, right? We took 2 cold players, we took 1 over, we took 1 under, and both lost.
Yep.
Right? So it was like, all right, there's obviously, it's going to be plenty of variance. There's going to be plenty of figuring it out. There's going to be cold players stay cold. There's going to be hot players that get cold. We have to try to figure out what happens a little bit more, start getting, the right positions in terms of finding valuable lines, all that good stuff. But it continues to me to seem like when teams are cold, they stay cold. When teams are hot, they stay hot. And I'll continue fleshing it out. By the time we get into like next week, I'll probably have finally decided one way or another and start making my plays with a lot more conviction. But all right, I mean, we're seeing it a little bit here. Do the Celtics, do the Thunder stay cold? I mean, 27 points here, expected to have 37. I tend to think without their star going against a good team in the Celtics, yeah, this one might get ugly. It could just get to blowouts. I don't really know what that means for the fourth quarter, though. We definitely need to sort of monitor that, analyze some, game flows, and be a little weary of games that could get kind of bad at the other end. Thunder could come back. So make your own choices sometimes. Research the data, figure it out. We have a lot of the stuff's available tonight, especially on that game. It's all free, so you can go check it out and get into that one on your own. All right. We have we just made a play. Which was, it's always here. You can always just watch. I got Jaylen Brown over 16.5 points, minus 115. 3 other plays right now. Musa tailed me on the floor. We conjoined play on the first two, mutual play, not tail. My apologies.
I was gonna say I was jumping on the table for Jabari Parker. Now Walker, and now I wish I wasn't.
Walker. All right.
Same thing. Walker went to Houston.
Do you want
to
go into next? Do you want to do Pacers Nets? Do you want to talk about that one a little bit?
Yeah, I would say Bucks Grizzlies is too early. So Pacers Nets, always a good one.
They're doing these like home and homes, right? They're like playing each other twice. I'm seeing this a lot. The Nets and the Pacers just played because I know because we hit that Mikal Bridges prop on the over against this team, and he's hot again tonight against him. All right, Obi Toppin starting off well. Pascal Siakam is ice cold. Ice cold. Wow. Interesting one here. Both teams underperforming a little bit. Game still close. Indiana expecting to be winning. Fouls a little high in the first. Nothing too crazy, though. Seeing Cam Thomas absolutely go off. Nothing too unexpected in terms of what he's doing. So, his number is probably going to be much higher. But in terms of the shots he's taking, you could realistically say, okay, he is actually earning those points. It's an interesting one. There's no hot or cold there, but he has 15 points in the first half on a 24.5 line, and ShotQuality says, hey, he should actually have a little bit more. So interesting one to watch if you're just sort of here to learn about it and make note of some scenarios, try to make your own judgments. That's a cool one to watch, I think. Definitely lights up my screen in a way because, again, he's just absolutely dominating. He's going to go well past. He's on the pace to score 30+ tonight. And, again, ShotQuality is saying it's actually lower than expected. So that live line sitting at 32-33 on Cam Thomas, I don't know, Moose, what do you make of something like that where it's not necessarily an over or under performance, but a confirmation that this, well past expected pace is valid? Right.
Well, that's why I like SQ so much because it's the numbers can be if you don't have this data and your box score watching or even just watching the game, are these really good shots? Well, we're telling you they are good shots, and he's not hot and he's not obviously not cold, but it's not like he's getting lucky.
He's closer to seeing a cold sign from us though, an underperforming cold sign than he is an overperforming hot sign, and you can currently get 29.5. If he continues to get this type of shot volume, you'd think it's kind of straightforward. I'm going to put it down. I want to figure it out. I want to try it out. Again, we are kind of in this very experimental part of the show. We did the same thing with college. It was the exact same way. Just, we had 25 people watching back when we first started the show for college. We have a couple hundred people watching now. We're not going to stray to what got us here, figuring it out, learning the data. It's brand new. No one's used live regression data like this with a ShotQuality style database where we have millions and millions of shots cataloged. Cam Thomas, man, come on, take us home. Over 29.5, minus 115. Let's lock it. All right, Cam Thomas, I need a 30-piece McNugget. A 30-piece meal, baby. That is what it's about. Let's go. I think this should be a nice spot. 15 points in the second half would be sweet. No fouls. Clearly feeling it. I don't think they have reason to go away from someone who is just absolutely dripping right now.
He's always seemed like that type of player too. Like we were talking in Vegas, how much
when he has a game, he's
like
that microwave trait. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, Cam Thomas, it gets hot, he could drop 30 any given night. Now, he could also get cold and score like 4 points, but this is obviously the data is telling us that this could easily be a 30-point night. So I think you're on the right side for sure.
It's interesting. I mean, this is, again, there's so many ways to look at it, right? Like, this is, you can use it as a validation. Cam Thomas is actually scoring what he's expected to be scoring. It would, take a drop in usage, which I did think we saw some good comments on here. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, again, NBA, you're going to have to sort of battle that. And, I guess there's probably a school of thought to consider where, you're more likely than not going to catch good and bad results like that pretty equally. Like, they'll balance out, right? So like if 20% of games really don't go your way and 20% of games really do go your way, I mean, yeah, it's not ideal. You're paying juice on 40% of games, sure. But like the hope is that in that other 60% where you don't see those outlier or style or blowout style end behaviors, you can actually maneuver and get.
Well, it's also a close game too. This one, at least.
True. Let's hope it stays that way. The Pacers could run away. It's an 8-point game, but that's still close.
Well, when we got in, it was a 4-point game. So.
Right. Well, again, there's a lot that can happen. And we're not sitting here saying we're going to 100%, never miss. Cam Thomas could slow down. He could be coming off the floor right now. The live lines have a lot of data that, you want to consider. There's a lot more factors using shot quality. Honestly, in my opinion, the best way to use it is in with other tools. Of course, we're streaming live right now. We're trying to make plays. We're having a good time. We're showing off the tool. We are not playing the way we would if we were, not doing it for a little bit of entertainment value as well, right? We're having a good time. We're out here testing it out, and we're firing off some plays. Now, when I'm sitting here at home, I have multiple views on the game. I'm watching the game. I'm waiting for the perfect moment to get in on the game. Maybe I'm even at it. I don't even know. However you want to do it. But, we are streaming the show. We are not fully stopping and looking at every single data point on everything. And that's, I think, reflected in the record, right? We're high volume.
I physically can't do that right now, so.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes we all got to go golfing and lose to our dad in golf. It's all right. I understand. Not in any trouble. It's a nice work environment here at Shot Quality. We appreciate that you still made it. Let's go back to the multi-views. That if you're hanging out, you want to see some other scores, you can. We are right here at the 45-minute mark. We'll go a few more. It's NBA season. We're trying to get into all these games. Want to make sure everything's on the screen. Moose isn't even home yet.
Is the NIT finals tonight, right? Tomorrow? Okay. Tomorrow. Never mind. False alarm.
Indiana State, Seton Hall, man. Both teams that probably had the biggest claim to not getting into March Madness. Good for them. That's all I'll say. All right. Pistons, man, a perennial disappointment, a routine nightly disappointment. And look at those Lakers.
How about the Lakers? How about those Lakers?
Mr. Britton, I hope you come back to the show, sir. Please join us every night and talk to us about how we should smash the Lakers and make some money. Any of you guys who have good hunches based on the data in the comments, please hit us up. If you guys did catch that, well, tip of the cap, Mr. Britton. We all owe you. It was a good look. The data supported it, and hopefully we get it home. Up 14. All right. No too early victory lapping. It looks like the Nets bounced right back into that game, Moose, so that's good. I'm hoping that means we got maybe a couple more points for Cam. I'm looking right now. It does not. It looks like it came from other sources. I have a strange feeling he could be on the bench at the minute. But that doesn't matter. If he continues to shoot like that in the second half, I think we'll be good. All right, let's talk a little Memphis Grizzlies, Milwaukee Bucks. Let's see who's starting off hot here. Again, usually try to keep the show right around that 45-minute mark. So we will be getting out of here in just a minute, sitting back, watching our plays come in. All of the nationally televised games with ShotQuality Live for free. Just make a free account on ShotQualityBets.com, and you can access this one. And then I think tonight there's the Phoenix game against the Cleveland Cavaliers that will also have this view available for anyone who wants it. And then standard members who get the data are also getting full access to all NBA games this week. It'll revert back to premium, getting full access only next week. So enjoy it. Test it out. If you want the full slate, it's $20 for the week. So pretty good. All right, nothing really crazy in terms of Memphis.
I would say
Grizzlies,
the
Milwaukee
shooting,
Bucks.
the 16% good shooting percentage by Milwaukee is kind of crazy, though. You think the Bucks
18%? Yeah.
18, 16, 17, 20. It's all the same. It's bad.
Yeah, I mean, look, nothing's really gotten underway here enough. Maybe getting some initial inklings. Giannis not getting a lot of early opportunities, right? So his actual score is just 2, but his shot quality score is 4. So, like, interesting to see that, even though maybe that number is going to stay inflated, he's just not getting the shots up. So take that as you want. Might be a slower night for Giannis if they're doing a good job at denying him the ball. Of course, Jaren Jackson, pretty good defensive presence. Look at Scottie Pippen Jr. getting some early minutes tonight for the Grizzlies out of Vandy, right, last year?
Yep, you got it. Look at you.
Yeah, all right. Should be an interesting one here. I do expect the Bucks to kind of pull away. Look at Brook Lopez. 8 points already.
He's almost at his 11.5. And Jay Crowder, when he was with the Suns, I'm so used to that ice cold. So,
what do you think? You want to hammer that home? You think he stays cold tonight? Is he a guy who a little personal experience moves? Does Jay Crowder stay cold when he's cold?
I would say yes. Actually, Jay Crowder's always been like that. When he was the 2 years he was with the Suns, and then the year he was with the Heat, I always felt like that's exactly how he played. Like he would come out, shoot a couple corner threes, miss, and it's like, oh, it's going to be one of those days from Jay Crowder. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's all I need to hear. Shot Quality says the player's cold. Musa says the player stays cold in terms of how
I've seen it from him. Like I have actual, firsthand experience watching Jay Crowder in the playoffs many times.
We did like a really cool thing for the first of all, let me lock my Jay Crowder bet in before we do this, or else I'm going to be mad when the line moves. Jay Crowder. Under 9.5 points, minus 125. Let's go ahead and get that bad boy in. Nice. All right, probably maybe one more play here tonight for you guys before we get out of here. But yeah, interesting one for sure. I think we're going to have a good shot in terms of like figuring out where we're going with this in terms of cold staying cold or cold getting hot in the NBA. We'll put up a poll. Maybe I want to hear what you guys think. Of course, watching the data come in. And as I was saying before I locked that play in, we did some really cool work for the primer moose. I don't know if you saw this on the second or third iteration of the Shot Quality Bets March Madness Primer, which we teamed up with Sportfolio Kings for. They actually analyzed some of the data to understand like which teams had like a better live betting footprint or like a fingerprint, or whatever you want to call it. Like, when a team was down by 5 at the half, how often were they able to come back and like face that adversity and bounce back compared to their shot quality? So maybe we need to do that at a player level. And that's a big undertaking.
That would be
something we can, right. But like, how cool would it be to know, like, okay, Jay Crowder, when he gets cold, stays cold. Like that's the type of stuff on a player to player basis that you could use this data to research. That you can, get the API level access and create a model, and you could probably wreak havoc if you start to understand that stuff. And I mean, I'd love to get my team on it, but we are building a lot of products. Hopefully we have some time in the offseason to find some cool little bits there within the data that like reliably wins. I know I've heard reports of people talk to me like, okay, man, when a team is this much, when a game has this many points and it's expected to have this many points and the line is here, like I've just been hitting the overs at 60%. Like people are telling me that. So there are these interesting trends in here that you can go and find and research and really, I think, lock in on. So we'll see how it goes. I think we got some good plays tonight. Let's check out one last game for you guys.
You made me think of like almost like turning into a big 3 type of thing and being like, you know what? I'm gonna pick like four. Like you know how he's like Big Sky. Like you could be, I'm
Yeah.
Pacific Division NBA, and I'm just gonna focus on those players every
Like
single game.
and no. Okay, right.
Exactly.
When LeBron James is hot, you bet on LeBron James to stay
That's what I'm
hot.
saying. Like you know all the Lakers, you know all the Suns, you know all the Trailblazers. Like there's 5 teams, and you just know everything about them. Like to a T.
I mean, I would hope eventually we can build tools that allow you to see it. And if you guys haven't actually seen, I mean, the prop research stuff is really good. Let's not pretend we don't have this already kind of happening. You want to go check out like Jalen Green and what everything looks like for him. You can dive right into how his last games have looked, the orange being the expected, the red being the actual performance from some of these games with the actual betting line right there. So you can kind of see, like, all right, this player, hey, let's go.
Jabari Parker, baby. We did it.
Calling him Jabari Parker. But let's go.
Max, did Jabari Walker did he go to Auburn or did he go to Houston? Or do I have neither school right? I feel like he went to Houston.
Walker?
Yeah.
I think someone said he went to Colorado.
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did. McKinley, you're right. I remember he was there for like 7 years. Yeah, Jabari Walker. Yes.
But anyway, halftime for the Hawks. They are leading by 9. Pistons a little cold, but I think that's some good stuff. Again, this is still a big learning process. You are watching us learn about using this stuff. We say it every time. We bet very responsibly. We bet very small. We didn't say it earlier in the episode. I bet half units on essentially every live play compared to full units pre-flop. You got to be responsible. This is brand new. Maybe in a year and a half, we're lacing 5-unit picks because we've been doing it and we understand where the best spots are. But we are maybe not as new to it as you guys, but this is still, ShotQuality Live has barely been around for a year. We are just continuing to develop this.
I wouldn't even say a year. It's like
last season. Do you remember last season? This time you could sign up for like the text alerts, and we were sending out halftime texts. So that was like the first version of ShotQuality Live that led to this. I remember when me and the founder of ShotQuality were first meeting, we got like a beer to talk about, building the entire site for bets. And I was like, dude, we have to figure out a way to get ShotQuality in game. That's the next level. And within a year, we had the texts, and now here we are 2 years later. We have the full display, and we are just.
We've gone from like Ask Jeeves to Yahoo to now we're approaching Google. If we were searching.
And then we're going to hit ChatGPT before you know it, right? Yes. Like if you think we aren't thinking about creating smart assistants within ShotQuality to understand the data, GPT-style AI to analyze and answer your questions personally, if you have thought of something for ShotQuality to do, I promise, my guys have hopefully thought of it before, unless you're Mike McClure and you tell us to put fouls in the ShotQuality Score Center and we owe you a debt of gratitude forever. Yeah, big win for Mr. Mike there. But anyway, Timberwolves, Raptors, I'm not going to get in there. I mean, we talked a little bit about it in my write-up today. The Raptors defense has been so abysmal, they might just continue to allow.
I almost didn't believe it when I saw that. That was 140 points per game in the last 2 games. That's a lot of points.
Yeah, 145, 135. Not great. I mean, the Knicks kind of went off, but to have the 76ers do it too, maybe the Timberwolves missing Conley hurts them a little bit and they don't get to that level tonight. Maybe the Raptors have to put their foot down and show you that they're actually good at defending. I don't know. I'm going to stay away from that game. I just think the Raptors are in a weird spot. All right. Last play is going to come from Orlando Magic and the Pelicans. Both teams starting off a little cold. And guess who's cold? Our favorite player here, Paolo Banchero.
I'm not falling for that again, sir.
We are 1-1 on Paolo Banchero cold unders. All right. So the first time we did it, it went great. The Magic got blown out. Paolo sat. They didn't get anywhere. But the second time we did it, it happened so fast. Paolo heated up immediately. I think we lost the under before the third quarter finished.
Well, let's make a decision on what's the score right now. What's the score? If it's close, I say let's take the over.
It's a 2-point game.
Yeah, let's take the over. All right.
So we are hypothesizing that it has to do with the game state as well as
flow.
the game, right, and his performance. So, okay, let's go. One last time. Paolo, we will try again. We will try to hit a Paolo Banchero over
40 points plus 600. Actually, it should be way more than that.
It would be way more than that. Please, I will. I'll book the no action against you, buddy. But yeah, give me that bet. If you're looking right now, my phone is dying, so it's a perfect time for us to get out of here. A full hour of Shot Quality NBA BetCast. Still a little bit in the works, so maybe have some fun stuff for some Final Four. I know Musa's going to be on the ground, so I don't think we're going to necessarily have a full show. We'll definitely be tweeting out some plays, tweeting out some stuff this weekend, and of course, we have our next show on Friday at the same time. So Musa, please no golf. Maybe hit us out from the course. I know last time we were on the porch, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, let's go get this last play. Paolo Banchero over 22.5. And this is interesting because his live line is higher. So the 8 points he's scored is actually outperforming what his expectations were at this point. But Shot Quality is expecting more. So interesting to see what we're getting. A lot of time
left. That's my guess. Like if he had 14, it would be so high. Like we're not even close to halftime.
Yes. So all right, it's now 23.5 plus 100. So if you got the 22.5, congrats, Max. Please track me at 23. All right. Well, thank you all to the close to 1,000 people who are tuning into this show.
1,000?
Almost 3.
So look at my USA hat.
I mean, it's a nice hat.
Tosi said in the comments it's a nice hat. Makes me happy.
I'm glad we've hit a play. I'm glad the Lakers are looking good. We will be live grading the sheet always. We fill it out throughout the night as the plays start to come in. I'm on there dropping the checks, dropping the X's, so you guys know which plays won and lost. We will have the updated record for Friday. I will make sure we get it right, including how the NBA picks alone have done, so that you guys know what to trust, what plays are the best for everyone. Maybe track props, sides, all that type of stuff. Maybe make a good old sheet too. We are building BetCast. There's no doubt about it. The Shot Quality team has had a great year with content launching this show. I don't know if you saw, but we were in Vegas a week and a half ago, Moose. It doesn't even feel real. Felt like a little bit of a dream. We did the show live from Circa Sports. We have a lot more cool stuff coming up. I already got people calling me, asking me, can we come do BetCast from our casino? Like, that's not even a joke, Moose. I literally had 2 calls already. So I love it. I appreciate every single one of you guys in the audience watching the show, tailing the picks, fading the picks, calling us clowns, telling us you love it, whatever it is. We appreciate you for hanging out with us, looking at the data, learning a little bit about what Shot Quality is about. Of course, you can get access to all this stuff just by going to the Score Center. Moose is flexing his golf ball. But come on, Lakers almost up 20. If you guys got good plays in the chat, we appreciate you coming in and talking to us. That for today. Fan of the day is Jonathan Britton. So big shout out to
Lakers
you for
minus 10.5.
Lakers.
He's a beast.
Yeah, man. Making us money. I love when you guys at home make me money. Wow, what a flip of the table. But yes, all good. Musa, get home safe, bud. I will see you Friday, 7:45 p.m., same time, and then an hour earlier on Sunday. This is Shot Quality Live.
Don't be late.
Me?
Yeah.
Come on. This is the only show that uses Shot Quality Live data to attack the betting board in the minute. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time. I'm Justin Perry. That's Alec Musa. And this is Shot Quality Live BetCast.